up Champions Week here at Truist Park. It's Georgia Bulldogs Day here in Atlanta, as Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. We wrap up Champions Week and the homestand with the third final and rubber game between the Braves and the Washington Nationals. Hi again, friends. Chip and Jeff, great to be back with you. What a fun night last night, partners. 16 runs, a huge night for Marcell Ozuna. You know Max Fried's hoping for more of that today.
Yeah, look, Matt Olson, Marcell got off to good starts. d'Arnaud, too. I thought last night it was nice, too, to see Dansby, see Adam Duvall, see the rest of these guys kind of get going. They needed that. It had been a struggle. A lot of, empty two-strike hits they couldn't get. Last night, they finally got it all going. You see that, 19 hits, 8 extra base hits. That's a great way to wake up the offense, and especially coming in today where you got a guy in Max Fried who is going to limit that Washington Nationals offense. And I think when you talk about Max, we felt like that first start this year, he was amped up. Rick Crandon said he was sitting 98 first thing. He said, oh boy, that's not a good sign. And he kind of tired, couldn't get the ball down. I think you're going to see a different Max Fried today, the one we saw at the end. And of course, his record versus Washington, he's done a really good job.
Well, my partner's ready to hunker down for the Braves and the Nationals. Jordan Davis will join us a little later. It's a special day. We wrap up Champions Week. Let's hope for a happy flight. Braves trying to finish the homestand 4-3, and we'll get things started with the Nats next. Day here at Truist Park. Bulldog Nation has come out in force. Yeah, they're wearing the belt. They've got the national championship trophy here, along with the Braves World Series Commissioner's Trophy. Harry Dog is here. Jordan Davis and Vince Dooley are here. First pitch, a strike. And we will have Jordan Davis in the booth a little bit later on. I'm daring Jeff to tackle him. We'll try. As Max Fried will try to tackle the Washington Nationals in the rubber game of the series. You look at Max's numbers from his opening day start. 5 runs allowed. He left with a couple of runners on base. A home run added to his total after he left the game. But he wants to rebound and build on what was a great year last year.
Watched it the first inning. You see in 98, that's not a good sign. He came out, he was amped up. Besides that, look, I think we're going to see the Max Fried that we've seen all last year. Great numbers against the Nats. I expect him to have a really good outing today.
Late lineup presented by Dave Martinez today for the Nationals. We mentioned last night that Nelson Cruz was a late scratch. He's been dealing with a groin problem, but he's good to go today as the DH. He'll hit third on the Toyota starting lineup. Juan Soto made some history, his 100th homer, second fastest to 100 home runs in Major League history. Lane Adams has also had a good series, and Maikel Franco has been awfully good as well. So with the Nationals and Braves meeting for the third time, Jeff, what are your Ford keys on a cool and blustery day at the ballpark?
He said first, pace yourself for Max. We like to see that Max that's a 94, 95 to start off, because then he's only going to get better. He's got 98 in the tank, but you don't need it. And finish strong. For everything that's gone on in this homestand, all the hoopla and the things you've had to do, you got a chance to go on a first road trip at 4-3. Need this win today.
And I got to say this, for Braves country, the Braves organization, the players, this has been one heck of a week-long party.
Yeah, look, Adam Zimmerman and his crew, the Champions Week here has been outstanding. They've done a great job, and like I said, hopefully you finish with a win here, and then you kind of look forward to 2022.
Max Fried goes to work, and Cesar Hernandez doesn't hit the first pitch. That's kind of refreshing. 73 degrees, wind blowing from left to right. Here in Atlanta, Cesar Hernandez 3 for 9 in the series. Does not have a hit in his career against Max Fried. That's something we hope continues today.
That first pitch kind of makes you happy if you saw it, that fastball chip, 92. More where you like to see Max live. It's tough to blame him. I mean, opening night.
World champs.
Yep.
Bullpen gates open in right center, so we'll have a momentary pause. Eddie Perez forgot to shut the gate.
He
when he
did.
went out to the bullpen.
With the rest of the bullpen knowing Max is on the mound right now, they're probably eating a late breakfast.
That would be nice. No balls, 2 strikes. Shift on for Hernandez. And he hits it right up the middle. And he's aboard to lead off the game again. So with 2 strikes, Cesar Hernandez leads off with a single.
Man, 3 straight days. He's gotten on base to lead off the game.
The shift giveth, it also taketh away. And Max can't believe it. But maybe he'll use that great pickoff move. And
he was mad more the location on that one. He got way too much of the plate for an 0-2 count.
Juan Soto hit a long homer here last night. And he jumps on the first one, drives it toward right field. That's over the head of Eddie Rosario. Runners will be at first and third. Hits on back-to-back pitches. So the Nationals have been frisky in the first in each of these 3 games in Atlanta. And they threaten again with nobody out, this time against Max Fried.
So that pitch, another one with location. He was trying to go in. And you can get in on Soto, but again, you better get it in there. And that one caught too much of the plate. He saw Rosario, I think, thought he might have had a beat on it, but when ball comes off his bat.
That was a missile. So here's Cruz. Nelson 1 for 4 in the series opener, a 7-time All-Star. And Max Fried in the soup here in the first inning, 2 on and nobody out. We've seen that occasionally from all of the Braves starters. Every now and then, first inning takes them a little time to settle in. Max has thrown 5 strikes. But he's got runners at first and third, nobody out. That one all the way to the backstop, and Soto's going to move up on a very wild pitch. So Fried's location way off here in the opening inning.
See Max mad at himself more than anything, letting Soto get to second base. Cruz definitely double play candidate, and that one just missed arm side.
So an even count for Nelson Cruz. Braves play him as an off-field hitter. Off-field hitter, I should say, in right center, where Duvall stands in front of the bullpen. The pitch is banged foul, and that's strike 2. This has been a back-and-forth series. A couple of blowout games. Washington won the opener. That was an 11-2 final. The bottom of their order was really destructive. Their 7, 8, 9 hitters drove in 8 runs. Last night, the Braves returned the favor, winning 16-4. 7 2-out RBIs for the Braves. So we'll see what gives today. The Braves start action at 3-3 on the season. Washington is 2-4. As Brian Snitker wraps up this first homestand of the season. We head to San Diego to start a 4-game set out west tomorrow night. So after a single on an 0-2 pitch to Hernandez, a single to Soto on the first pitch, and now a wild pitch, they're at second and third, and a 1-2 count for Nelson Cruz. Wind is picking up. Again, Max ready. Good block by Manny Pena. I think we're seeing it all around Major League Baseball, Jeff. The short spring training and the lack of sharpness from many starting pitchers early in the games especially.
You figured hitters a lot of times going to have that advantage early during the season.
Big pitch here for Max. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he blew a fastball right on by. Nothing wrong with that. First strikeout for Fried.
Second and third for Josh Bell, 1 out.
No, that's where you don't mind the 97. One of those deals, Chip, you sit 92 to 94, and then when you have to get a little bit more and you can go for that strikeout. You see that ball exploded and got by Nelson before he even really was ready to go on it. Good little tail, too.
Josh Bell, switch hitter. He's had a good series, including a home run. Bell has a hit in each of the first 6 games for the Nationals this season, and a 10-game hitting streak going back to the final 4 he played in 2021.
And see, first pitch fastball. Bell last year from the right side slugged .771 on breaking pitches. So we'll see if Max tries to give him a diet of fastballs here.
Ground ball to short in between hop. That'll score the first run of the game for Washington. Bell put it in play, picks up the RBI, his 6th of the year, and the Nationals strike first. It's 1-0 Washington.
You know, with Bryce Elder last night, if you remember, had first and third, nobody out, was only able to give up 1 run and then got in a nice groove. So Max can get Franco here and kind of do the same.
Boy, was Elder impressive last night.
He was great.
Won his major league debut, 5 2/3 innings, 9 ground ball outs and 85 pitches. Gave the entire bullpen a lift. Elder, O'Day, and Jackson Stevens finished up things. Stevens picked up a 3-inning save. And on the first pitch, Michael Franco continues to punish Braves pitching. And that one got away from Duvall, and Michael Franco will take an extra base. They are very aggressive early in the count against Max Fried. I'm assuming single E8.
Yeah. This fastball's finding a lot of the plate.
And that's what we're talking about. Rick Kranitz told us before the second game of the year, these starters are 2 or 3 starts behind where they normally would be in the first week of a regular season. So that normal crispness is absent. For Max Fried here, 3 singles, 2-0. And Lane Thomas didn't get a breaking ball. Thomas, 3 RBIs in the set. Nats have swung at the first pitch in 5 of the first 6 appearances against Max Fried. Soft pop up into shallow right. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Ozzie, and that will retire the side. A single on an 0-2 pitch. 3 singles in total. 2-0 Washington. Here comes Atlanta.
Albies atop the Toyota starting lineup for the Braves. Hopefully those hitting shoes they wore last night will carry over for Brian Snitker's club today. Manny Pena gets the start behind the plate. Huge day for Marcell Ozuna, who, by the way, is hitting .375 to start the year. Josiah Gray's on the hill for the Nationals. Jeff, a man we saw a couple of times last year. One of the youngsters that also came over from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, that Trey Turner deal last year. On Friday versus the Mets, there was fastball 45% of the time. It was interesting. All 5 of his K's, Chip, on the breaking ball. That good curveball is his. The Mets were 4 for 8 off his fastball. So the Braves have seen him. He's got a good arm, but again, a young pitcher who's still trying to get his bearings right.
He was beaten by the Mets in his season debut. 8 hits, 4 runs, and a homer in 4 innings of work. And a 2-2 record last season. Ozzie Albies leads off. Ozzie 4 for 9 in the series with a home run. That home run came last night off D. Strange Gordon. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Blowout game, position player on the hill.
It's outstanding.
I sure hope that Travis d'Arnaud's okay today.
Needed the day off.
Swing and a miss, hit with a 52-mile-an-hour pitch, and Travis, who has such a great sense of humor, played it, I thought, perfectly.
Yeah.
Just flopped out, laid out like he was hurt, with a big smile on his face.
Crowd loved that, as they did a 16-4 win. Out to play left side for the Braves second baseman Ozzie Albies. And Josiah Gray now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Counting on big things from this man. Maybe not 20 wins, but they definitely want to see progression.
He got his feet wet last year, got quite a few starts, and you said, like to see him take that next step.
That's last year were a 65-win team. They're without Steven Strasburg. They're without Anibal Sanchez. Both of them are on the injured list, so Gray and Corbin expected to pick up a lot of the slack in rotation. The pitch. And line toward right. That's down for a base hit. Good start for Ozzie and the Braves. He's coming to life. That's good to see. Leadoff single. And Matt Olson's coming up.
Yeah, stuck with all fastballs there to Ozzie, and kind of like Max, that ball's just missed right over the plate. You understand when it's 2-0, 3-1, you got to come to him, but these are in pitcher's counts.
Matt Olson has been on base 17 times in the first 6 Braves games. That is remarkable work. Hitting .474 on the year. .630 on base percentage. Only Stephen Kwan of Cleveland has been on base more than Matt Olson. He's reached 18 times for the Guardians in the first week. Remarkable note on Kwan going into play yesterday, Jeff. Kwan had not even swung and missed at the plate.
It's pretty good.
Seeing the ball well, I guess, huh?
It's like, is this the big leagues?
Let's see what Olson can do with the wind blowing toward the right field corner. Ozzie a good lead and is chased back. Everybody's path to the major leagues is different. Not all our #1 picks out of high school and the like. Josiah Gray is a kid that really had to work hard to achieve his professional dream. First, the 0-1 pitch. Think of a kid as talented as he getting only one scholarship offer to play college baseball out of Lemoyne College near Syracuse, New York. And here he is in the major leagues. Good for him.
Yeah.
Ozzie's running, got a great jump. Here's the throw. It is going to be in time. They got him on the back. High throw, and Albies is tagged out trying to steal. So 1 man down.
Yeah, a little surprised too, because he did, Chip. You called it. Look at this. He got a good jump.
Oh, he paused.
He slowed down. I was going to say, for Ozzie to get that kind of jump, not necessarily. Do you think it was a foul ball?
I don't know. I don't know why he would slow down. So Olson now with the bases empty and a 2-2 count.
Yeah, because you said it. You said it right when he got a great jump. You saw him slow up, looked in, but then it was too late.
So back to the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Matt takes high, 3-2. Really impressed with his approach at the plate, Jeff. Good eye. Doesn't expand his strike zone much. And he'll try to set the table for Austin Riley, who waits next in a 2-0 Nationals game. Back out of play. A fan from Winder, Georgia made the play. That's up near Athens.
316.
The payoff. Little squibber hit to the right side, and the peg first takes care of Olson. 2 men are out. Austin Riley, his bobblehead night last night.
Austin had a 2-run double and walked and scored.
Yeah, we waited to that last at bat, but made the fans happy on bobblehead night. He's got off to a nice start this season.
Austin hitting .286 on the year. And Gray with a nice breaking ball. He threw a lot of those to Riley in the game last night.
You'll see him mix in that slider and curveball kind of to the right-handed hitters.
So in the blink of an eye, Austin's down 2 strikes. And Riley couldn't check his swing, and Gray gets the Braves in the first inning. 2-0 Washington. We head to the second. Atlanta Braves baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by Truist. All the bonus babies are out today. Sadly, the Nationals jumped on Max Fried, who didn't look too happy walking off the mound, Jeff, after his opening inning today.
No, I think maybe that shift with Hernandez to start the game got that soft contact up the middle. I'm guessing Max was, saying, look, I'm going in hard with the fastball, trying to jam him.
We'll see if they adjust their defensive alignment when the lineup card turns over again. Hard contact to short. Dansby to a knee. Slick play. Good stretch. Goodbye. Escobar, 1 out. When Max is at his best, he does get a lot of ground balls. And as you said, Jeff, soft contact.
Yeah.
So he gets the leadoff man here for Riley Adams.
I think, too, knowing Soto and Cruz coming up, it's important to get Hernandez.
Adams had a cup of coffee with Washington last year. Made 20 starts, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. They acquired him for Brad Hand at the trade deadline. So with Adams and Ruiz, that's the catching tandem for Washington. Adams 1 for 2 in his brief career against the Braves lefty Max Fried, who's given up a couple of runs, 3 hits early, but is starting to dial it in now. 2 balls and a strike. That's fouled off Manny. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice crowd here in Atlanta for a business fans special and Georgia Bulldog Day. Braves have drawn 233,000 fans so far on this opening homestand. To third, Riley dives. Beautiful play. Catcher running. Plenty of time.
Yeah, he said it. Even if it's hit hard, he gets ground balls. And great play by Austin at third base. We saw that all year last year. Good stretch, and then, of course, gets up. And great job taking his time to throw over to first, knowing the catcher's running. Sometimes after making a great play, you see guys hurry that play. And, of course, Matt, the long stretch.
Riley, 1 error in his last 54 games, I believe. That's remarkable. As Victor Robles is the hitter, he is 0 for 12 on the season. And he'll be 0 for 13. Oh, spin move, Riley. Here's Max Fried at his best. Use that golden gloved Atlanta defense. 3 ground ball outs. Quick second. Here come the Braves. Ozuna, Rosario, and Duvall lead things off in a 2-0 Washington game. Almost impossible to pick a hitting star for the Braves. So many had good nights, but none better than Marcell Ozuna, our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
Yeah, he brought the lumber last night. Absolutely smoked the ball, 2 home runs. And versus Washington in 18 games as an Atlanta Brave, he's hitting .370 with 11 extra base hits.
Every starter for the Braves had at least a hit. The last time that happened came against the Marlins in that infamous 29-9 game.
Remember that one? That was a quick one.
Ozuna pops up the first pitch left side and trickling into the seats. Fan from Auburn, Alabama had a tough time with that one. Conked him right on top of the head.
I was going to say, went off the hands, and you see him in the background right there past Marcel. It's early, man.
You know, when you call for a fair catch, right, you're supposed to put the hand up high, get both hands up.
It's a day game. Some people can't play day games after night games.
0-1 for Ozuna, the pitch. It's quickly 0-2.
Promise you he's awake now.
Yeah, no question.
There's the alignment. Ozuna has a good opposite field stroke. See if he can fill that gap between first and second. Not with that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sunshine trying to peek through. That's a good open, we hope. Marcel has had a whale of a series. 5 for 10, 3 RBIs. And his 12th career 2-homer or better game as a big leaguer. See if he can start a rally for the Braves in the second. Down 2-zip. And just did get a piece. Well, I can understand why teams pitch Ozuna and Riley and Swanson the same way. Don't want those guys to get their arms extended. The problem is all 3 of those guys, Jeff, can really cover that inner half.
Yeah, they're quick in there. You can get in, no doubt, but you got to make sure it's in there. And if you miss, you got to miss in off the plate to try to set up that slider away.
Popped into center. Robles will drift over a step or 2, and Marcel is retired. And that's out number 1. Here's Eddie Rosario. See if we can get Eddie going. He's off to a slow start at the plate. 1 for his first 17.
Yeah, good night to give him last night off versus the lefty Corbin. See if it can get him going today.
And upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Adam Duvall would hit next. Braves have had their way with the Nationals over the last 40 games head to head. They've won 28 of them and have outscored them by 50 runs in 40 games. And with what Washington's gone through the last couple of years, you'd understand why the Braves were able to do that. But A, they're still a very capable major league team, but B, these are important games if you want to win the East. Got to beat the teams at the bottom of the division. Washington was a last place club last year with 65 wins.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to tell yourself in the big leagues, you got to sweep this team. But when a team like them comes in, you do tell yourself, we got to take 2 out of 3.
Win the series, right? 2 balls and a strike for Eddie Rosario. 14 hits against the Dodgers in the Braves postseason series against them. And now he just looks like he's in between.
Well, it's funny. These hitters haven't picked up his curveball yet. He's gotten about 3 or 4 of them just kind of get me over curveballs for strikes.
And then the Express right on by. Gray has his second strikeout. And 2 are out for Adam Duvall. Adam has 4 hits in the series. And he's knocked in a couple of runs. 261 average, 4 RBIs in total in the first week.
He's filling up that zone with strikes right now.
27 pitches, only 9 balls for Josiah Gray. Gave up a leadoff hit to Ozzie, and then Albies thrown out trying to steal. That's been it for the Braves offense. Right now, there's nothing to eliminate at the plate.
His curveball right now is his best pitch, and that's what kind of happened with Rosario. He threw that one, and then you get him thinking that, and you sneak that fastball right by him.
Breaking ball strikes out Duvall. 3 strikeouts in the last 4 hitters. 2-0 Washington after 2. And that is Jordan Davis, star of the Bulldogs national championship team. Good fastball. Look at that, Jeff.
Yeah, a little sink on it, inside corner, and you went all the way to the mound. That's what's impressive.
You know what else is impressive? This is a big young man.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
welcome.
man. Thank you. Thank you.
What was winning the national championship like for you guys?
It was insane. You know, the whole state is still buzzing off it, and this is just a great thing to be a part of. You know, it's one of those things that you keep forever, and nobody can take that away from you.
Everybody in Bulldog Nation had been waiting and waiting and waiting. Old guys like me were really waiting a long time. Was that part of the thought process for you guys? Was that entering your season at all, knowing it had been since 1980?
Definitely. It's one of those things that we talked about after the game. Like, you imagine how many great teams been through the state of Georgia and been in UGA, and you think about all those players that came between those 40 years, and, you know, for us to be the ones to do it is one of those surreal feelings. So it's just one of those things that we take pride in, and it's really something that's going to be with us forever. We'll always be connected through the national championship.
You know, being one of the leaders of the team, you play Alabama and everybody thinks you're going to roll them out in the SEC championship. What was that like for you, kind of getting the guys back focused for the Michigan game and then, of course, the national championship?
Definitely. It was like our wake-up call, and we answered the call, we got back to work, and we got back to what got us to that point, the SEC championship and the college football playoffs. And when you go back to work, you're back from square one, and you run the plays that you know, and it's like second nature. And so the next time that happens, or we roll around, or when we play Michigan, we know we're ready for it.
I assume no regrets for deciding to come back for your senior year.
Definitely. Icing on the cake for that one.
And so now you think about the next step, the draft, the combine. Did I read right? Did I read a 340-pound man ran a 4.7 40? Is that right?
I know. It's you know, it's one of those things that you kind of take it out of the storybook. You don't really believe. I don't even believe it myself sometimes. I'm like, man, like, I don't know if I could do that twice, but, you know, to be able to do that and show out and be around with all my teammates, we had the most, you know.
Right.
So show out with my teammates and have fun, you know, it was really just a testament to our hard work.
What are you working out now, I guess, getting ready for the...
Definitely staying in shape because, you know, after the draft, we hit the ground running.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
You excited for the draft?
Definitely. It's a dream come true. That's what you grind for and ball for, so.
This is Juan Soto. You always a Braves fan?
You know, Charlotte, we had the Knights, so we had you know, we didn't have it in major leagues, but, you know, since coming to Georgia, this has been my team.
Right. Well, Tim Anderson played for the Charlotte Knights. I think that's one of our crew's favorite players on an opposing team.
Right.
But we have some video of you that we're going to show in a second that I think shows where Jordan Davis's true colors are, Jeff. This is really great video. He's got his Bulldog gear on. First the pitch to Soto. There's a good one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Check this out. At the Georgia parade. There you go. Right? State of champions.
Definitely. It's a great year to be a dog. So you always say you're the dog. So be Braves and the Dog champion.
Come on, Chip. You don't think I had friends and in-laws all texting me that pick?
Yeah. You've had a rough go of it as a Clemson guy.
Yeah, that's okay.
But which is great. Have you thought about your pro career? Any preferences of where you want to go? Have you had any conversations and hints as to where you might get picked in the draft? Have you gotten that far?
It's literally just blind. You're going in there blind.
Yeah.
And I think that's the scariest part about the process. But, at the end of the day, wherever you've been preparing, you've been ready, and you just hit the ground running with whatever team likes you. You want to go where you love, not where you like. So,
well, I live near Jacksonville, Florida. They have a pretty good quarterback that Jeff likes an awful lot.
Exactly. I love it.
They could use some help. I think you'd look great in teal.
Hey, whether that happens or not, we'll see. But it's going to be an exciting process. It's the night that all our dreams come true.
Soto to third. Fried racking up the ground ball outs. Kelly?
Hey, Jordan, I got one quick question for you since we're talking about the draft and all. It's a big deal these days as to who dresses you for that night. Can you give us any insight into what we may see?
And don't let Chip dress you, I promise.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
It's definitely going to be a
Chip.
nice suit. Definitely a nice suit. Black and red always. Got to represent. And it's a little creative. I don't want to give away all the sauce, but it's going to be really nice.
You've been working on this then, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Why am I saying it? So
That's your first impression with everybody's a pro. You got to look good.
Definitely. It's like prom night all over again.
On the ground to Dansby Swanson. And his peg to first in plenty of time. Jordan, can't thank you enough for joining us.
Man.
And congratulations. We're also excited for what's going to be, we hope, a beautiful future for you in the NFL.
I appreciate it.
All the best. And
Heck of a career, man.
Go Dogs!
Go Dogs.
I'll give you a go Dogs, man. I got this today.
Up here in Atlanta. The Commissioner's Trophy for Major League Baseball on the right, the College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy on the left. Man, you see all the smiling faces with folks taking pictures with both of those beautiful pieces of trophy hardware. What a great way to finish up this opening week at Truist Park.
That's a big man.
Yeah. Yep.
We just took a picture with him. I feel we're pretty short.
Well, our great stage manager Valerie Burrell took some pictures. We'll find a way to get him to our truck. You're what, 6'4"?
Yeah.
I'm almost 6'6".
His arm was over our heads.
I felt like I was in the Wizard of Oz.
You know one thing, and then we'll get back to the game. But what I love watching him play is he has so much fun playing the game too. Always smiling. He's a great role model.
Yep.
He's going to have a great future ahead.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see not just Jordan, but all the kids coming out for their respective sports drafts.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in that Falcons uniform.
I know you wouldn't. I know. As Dansby takes high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Dogs will try to do it again this fall. Braves are trying to win back-to-back World Series, something that hasn't happened in Major League Baseball in 21 years.
So hard, the parity of this game, and you're getting everybody's best shot.
Dansby a couple of hits last night. And he takes the express belt high right down the middle. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Josiah Gray, who set his career high in strikeouts against the Braves. He punched out 10. Right now, they're not picking him up.
No, and you can see he's just painting that corner right there at 94.
Alex Dickerson, the Braves DH, he's looking for his first Atlanta knock. And that's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Want to get that first one out of the way, man. First week of the year. Nationals lead 2-0. First 2 batters scored. And this one popped up right side. Soto near the line, still coming. Wing pushing that into foul ground, and he can't make the play. He called off Cesar Hernandez, who was standing right there, and the ball just kept moving toward the fence, and Soto couldn't come up with it. There's a break.
And you said it before today. I didn't know it was going to be this windy today, but it is howling up there, and that thing just kept pushing. I mean, definitely, I think a ball Soto will tell you he should have caught.
He called for it all the way, but
Yep.
a break for Alex. Let's see if he can take advantage. Manny Pena next, the 9th place hitter. Braves have one hit after an offensive barrage last night. Well, it's funny how that happens in this game. In the air to center. Robles going back into the shadows, onto the warning track, back up against the wall, and Dickerson a little shy, 2 out.
Dickerson's not having much luck right now.
No.
I mean, he's hit some balls hard.
Well, that play Senzel made against him, diving on the warning track, took away a double and maybe an RBI or 2. But he's hitting it. He's hitting it firm. He'll find some holes soon, we hope, as Manny Pena is the hitter. Pena 0 for 3 on the year. But isn't it funny? One day you score 10, the next day you can't buy a break. Gray's having a lot to do with that so far today.
That fastball too, literally just sitting at 94.
He struck out 4 Braves in the game. And Gray back to work with a 1-1. Again, he hasn't made many mistakes, and there's nothing for the hitters to eliminate. Fastball, curveball, slider, all have been very good in the first 3 innings for Josiah Gray. Manny Pena gets the start behind the plate today. We mentioned last night the roster moves Atlanta made. William Contreras and Tucker Davidson went back to Gwinnett. So 2 catchers on the 28-man roster for the Braves.
And you knew at some point that was coming with, William needs to go down there and play still.
Right.
He's got to keep developing.
Two balls, 2 strikes. No shift for Manny Pena. And he'll stay alive. Get that pitch count up. Make this kid work. He's up to 42 of them. Next pitch will be the 7th of the at-bat for the Braves catcher. Ozzie Albies led off with a first-inning single, was thrown out trying to steal, and nobody else has reached. There we go, full count. Turn the lineup back over to Ozzie. Maybe he can poke one and get this thing tied in the 3rd inning. That's headed for the right side. High, towering fly ball to left, but the wind's going to play tricks with that. And Josiah Gray has another 1-2-3 inning, this time in the 3rd. 2-0 Nationals. We head to the 4th.
brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
Vince Dooley, legendary coach of the Georgia Bulldogs, who led them to the 1980 National Championship. Brian Snitker, who led the Atlanta Braves to their second World's Championship. Meeting before the game. Snit's a huge Bulldog fan, too. Right now, a safety, the difference in the game. It's 2-0 Washington after a first inning rally against Max Fried, who Jeff since has been terrific. He set down 7 straight, 6 straight on the ground.
And got a little too much of the plate to Soto and Bell. Other than that, he's been really good.
And one thing we know about Max, we saw it, I think, during the playoffs last year. You make him mad, he takes his game to a whole different level.
Man, coming in this inning, 17 fastballs, 16 breaking balls, and 2 changeups. So he's been mixing it up really well. And there it goes to Bell. I see him now sticking to that fastball, as I mentioned earlier. From the right side, Bell loves the off speed.
Notice, too, that Ozzy's on the first base side of second base. Maybe they changed up their defense behind Max. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Josh Bell. And a defensive swing keeps the at bat alive. Max lifetime against the Nats, 4-3, a 4.53 ERA. So they have not rolled over against the great Braves left-hander. And he doesn't roll over here. A bullet into the left field corner. Another hit with 2 strikes. And Bell will gallop to second. That snaps the 7-up, 7-down streak for Max and is the 4th Nationals hit of the game.
Pitch is down and really helped him. If that pitch was more middle up and up, which you see Max, I think, wanted to get it up there. Swing and miss or a pop up, but when he kept it down, he gave Bell a chance to get on top of it.
So Bell, a 7-game hitting streak to start the year. He'll carry that to Pittsburgh, where the Nationals go next. And he is a former Pirate. Here's Michael Franco. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss.
I think with Franco right now, you got to start getting some off speed. Almost every ball we've seen besides that Inoa hanging slider has been fastballs, and he has not missed them right now. I mean, you don't throw it to him, but I think you got to mix it up a little bit more.
Washington tried to extend its lead. They lead 2-0. Good stop by Manny. 2 balls and a strike. Franco was briefly a Brave. Last year, the Braves had him down in Gwinnett as insurance at AAA. So you'd think Braves would have a real good idea of his scouting report. That and the fact that he played against us in so many Eastern Division fights while he was with the Phillies. But they haven't solved him in this series. Franco is 7 for 10 with 7 RBIs. That had some hump to it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
When you saw he sold out fastball, and that was a good pitch by Max, tailing a little bit off the plate. You saw Franco was trying to pull that ball.
Swing and a miss. Fried comes back and takes care of Franco. There's a big first out. And Max's second strikeout of the game. He did mix well in that
what a
sequence.
great pitch. After you sped him up with that fastball, you can see he drops a changeup at 86. Looks just like that two-seamer. He just throwing darts down. Great sequence.
Well, you get Lane Thomas, then you feel like you've got a shot to get out of this mess. Leadoff double, 1 out. Thomas popped out his first time up, but he's had some big hits in the series. Pretty cool if you're going to get traded to be traded for a man that might end up in Cooperstown. That was the fate of Lane Thomas, who came from the Cardinals when they acquired John Lester down the stretch last year.
He had that big double in game 1 that kind of broke it open, gave him the 3-1 lead before Franco's homer.
One ball, one strike. Alcides Escobar, Riley Adams, and Victor Robles next up for the Nationals. 4th inning already. Braves will have the 1, 2, 3 hitters coming up in their half of the frame here in game 3. Little tapper, fast runner. Max, an excellent fielder, got rid of it quickly. Bell to third, 2 outs. So Max Fried starting to get into a groove. He's our Georgia Natural Gas Impact Player of today's game.
Yeah, Max really came alive in that second half last year. ZRA, WHIP were the best in the NL. Since 2020, he's received 6.9 runs per start in sport. 5th highest in Major League Baseball, and of course capped it off with that great performance in Game 6 of the World Series.
Man, I thought his game was over when he got stepped on in the first inning of that game against the Astros.
Yeah.
Visions of Tim Hudson when his leg was shattered in New York. But as I said earlier, I think all that play did was make Max mad because he went on a roll. And was almost untouchable by the Astros in the Braves World Series clinching win. Here's Escobar. And a strike. Again, this part of the order has been problematic for the Braves in the first week of the season, and 2 out situations have been problematic. Let's see if Max can finish off the frame here. Washington has 1 2-out run in today's game, and they lead by a pair. The pitch, good stop.
Great block. That was about a 55-foot curveball. Right off that Nike sign. We saw him do that quite a few times the other night with Huascar out on the mound.
Yeah, Ian Anderson was in between, too high and too low. The same. Really going the same for Fried, but looking better now. The pitch popped him up. That ought to be a can of corn. Who wants it? Ozzie Albies says he has it. Max Fried works around the leadoff double. Max is starting to roll. Time for the bats to wake up. On our Xfinity live look cam. Crowd pushing toward 30,000 or so today as the Braves and Nats wrap up this series. State of champions, Braves and Bulldogs. World champions, national champions in their respective sports. Cubs are here for a 3-game series when we get back from our West Coast trip, April 26th through the 28th. You'll see Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson take on Jason Hayward and the rest of the Chicago Cubs. Great seats are left. Get your tickets now at Braves.com/tickets.
Well, second time through the lineup now. Ozzie last time got the lone hit. It's funny, obviously we all know Acuna is going to be back at the leadoff spot whenever he comes back, but Ozzie in 4 starts this year hitting .357. Which last year, if there was one thing, he had 39 starts and hit .229. Struggled in that leadoff spot last year.
As you said, they've gone through the lineup once. What are the guys saying about Gray, and what adjustments do you need to make at this point?
Maybe to me, get a little more aggressive. Whether it's that curveball or fastball, he's getting ahead of hitters. You saw Washington do that to Max Fried early.
And sure enough, Jeff, Ozzie swung at the first 2 pitches and pulled them foul. 0-2 the count.
Well, Ozzie usually does listen to get going early.
Yeah, asking him to swing the bat's not often a problem. And they do shift for him with 2 strikes. And good discipline there for Albies. 1-2 your count. We'll see the Nats again in mid-June. Our next series with them will be at Nationals Park June 13th, 14th, and 15th. So our first foray into the East with the series on the line today. 2-2 the count. Gray is pitching today kind of the way he pitched this spring. And I know it's spring training, and I know you're not supposed to believe what you see. But as you know, Jeff, jobs are won and lost based on those spring training performances. Gray struck out 13 men and walked only 1. Today, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 base runner. That's it.
Well, we talked last time we saw him. Remember, we faced him I think we faced him in his debut, didn't we? Or at least debut with the Nats.
Early in the season. His debut was against the Phillies, I think, but his first game against the Braves was in August, and he struck out 10.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's when he was just a Nat.
Yeah.
I think it was his first game pitching as a Nat. Second game, yeah. And he did. He struck out 10. Remember, the Braves hit 2 or 3 home runs, though. They got him there in that 5th or 6th.
But 10 strikeouts the first time you see a guy, and he backs it up.
Well, and you can see with the curveball. I mean, he's really had that working today.
Ozzie putting up a fight. This will be the 7th pitch he sees in the 4th inning. Right on that one and fouled it back. Pushed him off the plate. Now where does he go with a full count?
Let's see if he throws that curveball. Ozzie, really good fastball hitter, so if you can dial up a good curveball, probably the pitch, but it's got to be for a strike.
Oh man, what a great piece of hitting.
Great job by Ozzie.
And that's I guess the problem with Gray. Little of this, little of that, nothing you can count on. He's throwing every pitch and every count. And had Ozzie fooled, but the Braves second baseman stays alive.
You can tell watching him. He feels comfortable throwing that curveball at any point.
Tenth pitch. And he threw the curveball, but it missed low. First walk. Well, that's a well-earned base on balls for Ozzie Albies. Now the Braves move to the teeth of their order. Olson, Riley, and Ozuna. That's our ultra strong stats, brought to you by Charmin.
Yeah, last night we talked about the lack of production from the bottom. Well, you can't say the same about the middle of this
Braves lineup so far with Olson, Riley, and Ozuna. Matt's reached base safely in all 6 games. Riley and Ozuna in all but 1. They have the most extra base and runs scored, as you see, in all the baseball right now through the first week.
Good lead by Ozzie. Remember, he was thrown out trying to steal in the first inning. And Olson shoots one into the shift. And that's going to be a double play. Nice scoop by Bell. Matt hit it hard, but that erases a fourth inning threat. 2 outs for Austin Riley. It's still 2-0 Washington.
Isn't that how it goes? Last night all the bloops fell. This ball, Matt squared up nice. Unfortunately, right to a double play.
It's a cruel game. You'll bloop a ball at 88 miles an hour off the bat and get a hit. In that spot, Olson hit it 104, but right at a Washington defender.
And that's why, more than anything, sometimes this game is a game of breaks. That ball's a little one way or the other. It's first and third now, and you're in business. Especially Manny Pena had a 9-pitch at bat, and Ozzie had a 10-pitch at bat. The 2 previous guys really had worked Gray.
Austin struck out in the first inning. 1 of 4 for the Nationals right-hander. Three balls, no strikes. Ozuna waiting on deck. The old automatic right there. 3-1 now. All bets off. Riley will be swinging if it's close.
Yeah, see, that's where, to me, a veteran hitter, you guy that's really coming to his own. Look, 3-0. You need some base runners. Kind of worked him this inning. Pitch count at least.
And another walk, second of the inning. And Ozuna comes up with a chance to tie the game, and Marcell has had the best offensive series so far for the Braves. Before he hits a game-tying homer, here's a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
As Jeff said, right team for Marcell Ozuna to face. This would be a perfect time for him to add to that humongous average and RBI total that Ozuna's compiled over the last 18-19 games. And all of a sudden, Gray missing inside of these right-hand hitting Braves. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a shot hammered toward the right center field gap, but Robles is there, and
That will retire the side. Nothing doing for the Braves in the fourth.
Shined in his major league debut. The 22-year-old righty retired 12 in a row at one point, allowed 3 runs through 5 2/3 innings. A couple of those runs to Bell and Soto at the very end of his night, but a performance the Braves really needed as they continue this stretch of 14 games in a row. His teammates expressing their gratitude, guys, by dousing him in beer, water, baby powder, all that you can imagine. But then he gets dressed again in a full clean uni to come back out and take his picture with all his family members. Mom, dad, cousins made it in, aunts and uncles. His girlfriend was here. And of course, it's Spencer Strider telling me this story this morning. He goes, I had to give him a hard time. Here we just celebrated with him, and he goes over to his locker, cleans off, and gets all ready because he said, you know what? Mama will have my head if I don't go out and take this family photo, because they've been waiting all night for it. So certainly you saw right there, it's one that is Christmas card worthy, I would say, guys.
I'll tell you what, Kelly, you saw that yawn by him there. I would have a feeling he's looking forward to that flight to San Diego today. Might get some sleep on that bird. What a great moment, though.
Not much for him in the last 48 hours, that's for sure, as Riley Adams blown away by Max Fried. Max has struck out 3 in today's game. But I think Kelly's point is really a great one. The Braves needed Elder to step up after Ynoa and Ian Anderson had so many struggles in their start. That was a tired, taxed Braves bullpen going into the game last night.
Well, for sure. And then, as you said, when his mom told him to get out there for a pitcher, still listen.
Bunt try. Fried sniffed that out. Robles is toast. Robles trying to get on base any way he can. He's now 0 for 14 to start the year.
Yeah, Max won a Gold Glove last year. He's pretty good bouncing off that mound. And he just threw a fast runner out by about 5-6 feet.
So he has 2 quick outs and back to the top. And Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez, you might recall, led off the game with a 2-strike hit, and the ball was hit right where Ozzie Albies is. So they have changed their defensive alignment. I'm guessing that's what made Max so mad. He thought he made a good pitch, but
you see that the first at bat. Well, and Max, look, if he knows I'm trying to pound him in with fastballs to jam him, you understand why he might not have been happy where Ozzie was.
But Max will also be the first to tell you that shift will probably save him a time or two. Didn't in the first inning when Washington scored a couple of runs.
I remember talking to Clayton Kershaw about the shift. He's, sometimes not nuts about certain things, and I just remember him saying, if they hit it to where, I don't want it positioned, then it's my fault, and I can take that. And so I think sometimes, yes, you can shift, but sometimes guys are going to pitch people different too.
How differently do you think pitching will be next year when the shift is altered, if not banned?
I don't know. I mean, you're obviously not going to be able to do some of the things you do now, so that will be.
Three balls and a strike for Cesar Hernandez. That splits the plate. Full count. Max is very economical. 61 pitches so far in the game. He's not issued a walk. Looking much sharper than he did in the opener, which you figured would be the case. That was one of your Ford keys today. And you're seeing a lot of late swings. He's got plenty of life on that fastball. It's sitting 94.
It's got some nice little sink to it too, kind of tailing away from those right-handed hitters.
On the ground, Riley can't get it. Cesar Hernandez bangs a single through the left side. His second hit of the game, his 5th hit of the series, and now you have to face Soto with a man aboard and 2 out.
The pitch, he got the ground ball, just happened to be right between Riley and Swanson. Good try by Austin. Seen him make 2 good plays already today.
So another chance for Soto, who did get his souvenir baseball last night, the 100th of his career. He's the 2nd fastest in baseball history to 100 home runs, age 23 and younger. Only Miguel Cabrera did it faster when he was with the Marlins. Really cool moment in the game last night. A Braves fan caught the home run ball, was sitting next to a Nationals fan. The Brave fan gave the ball away to a patron wearing Juan Soto's jersey. And we understand that fan got a signed bat and an autographed picture in exchange for milestone homer number 100. That's pretty cool.
1 ball, no strikes. Can't shift on this guy. He is line to line. Soto spread out in that left-hand batter's box.
Well, you talk, Chip, about the shift, taking hits away, giving hits away. So here's the first thing now, and you see where Dansby's at. And now we'll show you where Hernandez hit the ball here. Would have been right at him. So, I mean, that's the tough things. You know, when do you shift? When do you not? But I think just to show you both sides, like you said, sometimes it helps you and sometimes it doesn't.
2 balls and a strike. And that one got away from Manny, and Hernandez will move up 90 feet. 3 balls and a strike. That ball just kept sailing in on Soto, and Pena down on a knee couldn't corral it. Ruled a wild pitch. RBI chance for Soto, 3-1. You've got Nelson Cruz on deck. He's 0 for 2. Imagine that they'll be very careful with the Nationals right fielder here. Fouled it off his foot, and he's down in a heap.
And I think that goes to show you right there, Chip, the sink that Max Fried's got on that ball right now.
Soto trying to walk that off on the warning track behind home plate. And there's no spring training for that, is there?
No. Got that huge guard on and it hit everywhere but there.
So odds are Max Fried's going to go in there one more time. But you better get it to your spot. Full count. 2 outs, 2-0 Washington. Both runs in the first inning. Braves have had a quiet day offensively, just 1 hit. And a swing and a miss. Max Fried strikes out Soto. 4 strikeouts in the game.
Change up on that pitch, so he pulled a string on him.
Perfect time for that. Eddie Rosario leads off for the Braves. It's 2-0 Washington. Three of this 3-game set with the Nationals. A reminder for you, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Truist Park. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Kelly Kroll, Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey from Atlanta. Beautiful day for baseball. Josiah Gray is out pitching Max Fried to this point. He leads 2-0 with Rosario, Duvall, and Dansby Swanson coming up.
It shows you the Braves today. They've hit 5 balls over 98 plus on exit velocity. 1 for 5.
And as you said, the 4th inning is a perfect example of how cruel baseball can be as a hitter, right? 2 walks, 2 rockets, a double play, and no threat. But we'll start anew here with Rosario, who needs a hit. Eddie's 1 for his first 18 at the plate. Popped up, shallow right center. Robles says he has it and does, and there's the first out. Here's Adam Duvall. Adam struck out his first time up.
Duvall 4 hits in the series, a couple of RBIs. Well, something else I always wonder about in a blowout game like the Braves had offensively last night, every single one of these guys, I should say most everyone in the lineup today, batted against D. Strange Gordon, who was throwing 52 miles an hour. Could a sequence like that, as fun as it was, put you in a bit of a funk with a short turnaround?
I will say this. We did see Freddie Freeman last year, I felt like, and he said it messed him up a little bit facing Rizzo. But I almost feel like he was throwing too slow last night to mess you up on something like that.
I mean, it was 48 to 62.
No, he was hitting 55.
And he threw one fastball at 81.
2-2 to Olson.
That surprised him. But I always wonder about that, because it truly is below hitting speed for these guys.
Yeah.
And they certainly feasted against D. Strange Gordon. With 3 runs in the Braves' 16-4 romp. And Adam Duvall hit by a pitch. Gray last inning. He's been missing a little more inside of these right-hand hitters. Walked 2 batters in the 4th. Now hits Adam Duvall on the protective guard.
A backup curveball. Well, last night, remember when Elder got tired, we started seeing that ball up. You know, for Gray, maybe you're starting to see that run, ball stay up. He is at 69 pitches on the day.
4 innings against the Mets last time out. He's got 1 out here in the 5th. And Dansby Swanson, the hitter, he struck out to start the Braves' 3rd. No balls and a strike. Short lead at first for Duvall. Quiet start for Dansby Swanson, who showed he can go through hot streaks and cold streaks last year. He's behind 0-2. Strikeout ball has been the problem for Dansby. Counting his first punch out today, that's 13 strikeouts in his first 23 at bats.
You just tell it doesn't look like he's seeing the ball, yet. And talk about shortened spring training. We always talk about the pitching, but I told you there's some hitters that need to see, a bunch of live pitching.
But when it clicks in a big way. Dansby had a 31-game stretch last year with 31 ribbies, a .355 average, and 26 runs as he was pushing to join his infield mates in the 30 home run club. Let's see what he does with a 1-2 here. Took a shot at right center. That'll chase Robles and Soto back. And into the wind. Swanson's retired for the 2nd out.
Now let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Hi friends, I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark More. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're #1, because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
Well, Jeff will have a week to work on his drop-ins while we're out on the West Coast. Paul Byrd and Brian Jordan will join me for the Padres and Dodgers series. And we're back home for the Marlins and the Cubs as Alex Dickerson digs in.
Don't worry, I'll be ready for the fish. I'll have my drop-in lines ready.
Big softball game tonight, huh?
Yep. Huge.
Anyway, huge. What do you mean huge? Is this like for a district title or something?
No, but it'll be a good game.
Good game. All right. No balls and a strike. Folks, can you imagine Jeff Francoeur as your kid's softball coach? Be better. Get the head out. Let's go.
Sometimes. I'll tell you what, that win today with right field, I don't. Every single ball we see hit out there right now is just outfielders coming in.
I mean, Old Glory is starched in right. As Gray comes set with a 1-1 count for Alex Dickerson. And he doesn't pull the trigger on that one low. Georgia flag, United States flag, and the World Championship flag above the right center field grandstand. See if Dickerson can hit one that way and tie this game.
Hitters count, Jeff, 3-1.
And Dickerson, 4 of the 7 balls he's put in play this year, 95 plus off the bat, 0 hits.
Let's change that right here. 3 balls and a strike. Good eye. So 2 base runners aboard. Manny Pena, the batter. And Jim Hickey pops out of the dugout. He'll try to give Gray a bit of a breather. Again, uncharted territory for him. Just his second start of the season. This is the deepest he's pitched.
4 innings, as I said, against the Mets. He's at 4 2/3 today. 3 walks, a hit batsman. Only 1 hit allowed, and more importantly, he has a 2-run lead. Manny Pena is scheduled. First, a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese. Remixed by Zaxby's.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this could be Gray's last hitter with Ozzie coming up. Next, as Ozzie's faced him twice, got that single and a walk. Sure, Dave Martinez wants to give his young pitcher here every chance to at least qualify for the win if he gets out of this inning.
Just 1 hit. Let's see if Pena can bring home Duvall. Both Braves base runners are gifts. A hit batsman and a walk. Got to cash these in at some point. And there's that breaking ball.
That has been his equalizer all day. That's been as impressive a pitch as we've seen from anybody this year. And when you know it's coming and you still can't do anything with it, that's a sign that a kid has his A stuff, and Gray does. Two on, 2 out, 2-run Washington lead. Another curveball as Manny behind 1-2. Braves won 27 series last year. Trying to win their first against Washington today. And Manny Pena strikes out, and that ends the Braves' 5th inning threat. Still just 1 hit for the Braves, who trail by 2.
And see the Bulldog fans as well. So they're having a double celebration of the World Series and the National Championship.
It's a pretty good day so far, and I know you have seen, since your championship, so many good teams at Georgia, but what about this year's team, the one that got it done, are you most proud of?
Well, I'm obviously very proud of, especially proud of the team of 1980, which I was a part of. But I've also was longtime athletic director, and I'm really impressed with Kirby, who has done a terrific job at Georgia and will continue over a long period of time. So it was quite a thrill for me to finally win the championship again after 41 years.
Something else. And I saw you give Jordan Davis a big hug this morning. What did you think of him?
Well, it's kind of amazing the way he threw the ball. He may be in the history of first pitches, he may be the biggest that I've ever seen in the history of baseball, and he threw a strike. I mean, that guy's an athlete. 6'6", 350 pounds. He is amazing.
Right down the middle.
Yeah.
And I know you appreciate baseball, and you mentioned to me your time with Hank Aaron. What's maybe one of your favorite stories about getting to visit with him and getting to know him?
Well, we both grew up in Mobile.
Yeah.
We were both kind of on the wrong side of the tracks in those days. It was just different tracks. But we finally got together here in Atlanta when he came, and got a lot of great memories. I went out and watched him one time, and he gave me a bat after he hit a home run. So I've got that bat, and my brother-in-law, who loves Hank, I felt so bad I gave it to him, but I might get it back. I also have a bat of Stan Musial. No, very few people remember Stan Musial, but he was my hero growing up. So I love baseball back in those days, and I could have told you the batting averages of the first 20 people in both leagues when I was a youngster. Changed daily, but it was great. I love baseball.
It sounds like you have a lot of treasures. You got to hold on tight to those, okay?
Yes, I will, and this is a treasure today.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. You said you still got some hits in you guys. Coach says he's still got some hits in him, and he's ready to step out there whenever the Braves need him, okay?
Thanks, Kelly. Please tell Coach Dooley hello for Jeff and me. He's a wonderful man.
Yep.
Just a wonderful man. Great to have him at the ballpark. As we continue on, Max Fried just hit with a batted ball from Nelson Cruz, and on
the back of the hammy, right above the
right leg. 92 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The only good thing is it wasn't the usual Nelly Cruz off the bat. Still going to hurt.
And he's such a competitor.
Yeah,
you don't want to rub it. You don't want to leave the game.
He ain't coming out.
So here's Josh Bell. Base is empty in the 6th. As Yogi Berra would say, it's gotten late early for the Braves. They have one hit today and trailed 2-0.
I'd say we might have to tell Coach Dooley if he can hit. Might need a pinch hit in the 7th or 8th.
Bring it on. All help appreciated, right? Well, maybe Kevin Butler's close by. Kick a field goal for us. As Bell shoots one into shallow right center field. He poked that. Soft hit for Bell, but he's on a torrid pace to start the season. 2 more hits for Josh. 5 hits in this series, and he's aboard with 1 out. Right off the end of the bat. I mean, it's cruel for the pitchers too, isn't it?
That's I've seen a couple Q jobs this series.
So Michael Franco, another Brave killer in this set, 7 for 11 and 7 RBIs. Afraid with that great pickoff move. Nearly nabbed Bell.
It's amazing to me how many guys like Bell, who look, he's not looking to run over there, still have trouble getting back on Max's pickoff move.
Manny couldn't smother that, and Bell will move up. That takes away the double play chance. And he's had a couple get away in the game today. Wild pitch in the 5th. We'll see how this one's scored.
Might have been a little bit of a mix-up where he thought, I think that was a slider, and I think Manny almost thought it was more of a curveball. You saw him getting ready to go down to block it.
So maybe a cross-up. It costs Fried a base. Hope it doesn't cost him a run. Braves do not use the PitchCon system. From what we're told, neither Manny Pena nor Travis d'Arnaud were completely comfortable with it, so they stick with the traditional signals. As Colin McHugh is beginning to warm up.
I'm sure there's got to be some pitchers, too, that don't necessarily like it, I bet.
1-1 count. And driven to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Late start for Bell. He'll be held at third. So the Nats have runners at the corners on back-to-back hits. And Lane Thomas, a fast runner, tough man to double up, will be the next hitter.
Curveball just kind of hung, and right now Franco's seeing everything.
So again, George Poulos is on his way out to check with Max Fried. This is never good news. Remember, he was hit by the batted ball from the opening moments of this 6th inning and back-to-back hits. And Max Fried is going to be taken out. Colin McHugh was up and warming. Looks like he will come on. He'll have as much time as he needs, one would assume, to get loose here in a 2-0 Washington game. So back-to-back hits chase Max Fried. Will update his status when we come back.
Local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Hits have been tough to come by for the Braves today. They have one of them. That was the first batter of the game, Ozzie Albies. And on a windy afternoon, Washington leads by a 2-0 score. Colin McHugh will come on and pitch. I'm assuming Jeffy has as much time as he needs because Fried met with the trainer first. That's just an assumption. We'll keep track as he warms up. He had just gotten up after the Bell base hit. And this is one reason why Max Fried was out of the ball game. Nelson Cruz leading off the inning. Smacked him.
Yeah, Max still was able to make the play. I think it's like anything. He's going to be okay, but at this point, you're at a high pitch, you know, getting up there on pitches anyways. You got a righty-righty matchup here. And I'm sure that's what George Poulos and they're saying. Look, he's probably, what, at 80, close to 80, 75, 80 pitches. So let's get some ice on it and give Colin a chance to get out of this inning.
Yeah, get Max ready for his start against the Dodgers, which will be his next assignment. And Colin McHugh will be the first man out of the chute for the Braves. We were talking before the game. Win, lose, or draw, it's pretty predictable what the bullpen rotation figures to be for Brian Snitker today, Jeff.
And you figure you're going to see McHugh, and then you got to imagine here Smith, Matzik, Jansen. I mean, the guys haven't pitched in a while.
Need to get them rolling.
And right now it's a 2-0. You got the way this offense for the Braves can click at any moment. You're right in this ball game.
And the top of the order is coming up in the Atlanta 6th, but got to take care of the Nats right here with Lane Thomas. Thomas has popped out, and he's tapped back to the mound, so he's 0 for 2 on the day. Bell at third, Franco at first. First pitch, fly ball right. That might be deep enough. Rosario retreats, settles. There's the grab. The Braves will concede the run on a sacrifice fly. Good work by Lane Thomas. Charge that run to Max Fried. It's 3-0.
Good job by a hitter knowing the situation. All you need is that one run. He was looking for anything up, and he got it on that first pitch.
So the Nats add on. It's 3-zip. Here's Alcides Escobar. He's 1 for 17 at the plate to start
For Washington, he and Lucius Fox have shared shortstop duties. We saw Fox last night. Kid from the Bahamas. McHugh, a big pickup for the Braves. Multi-inning guy, multi-role guy, veteran guy. And with the absence of Luke Jackson, who's got an elbow problem, the addition of Colin McHugh takes on even bigger importance for the Braves. 37 games with the Rays last year. He went 6-1 with a 1.55 ERA.
And if you've watched him before, and even first couple appearances this year, it's not going to overwhelm you with velocity. He's got a really good slider, and he's able to spot that fastball up majority of the time.
And the Braves announced earlier today that Luke Jackson underwent successful Tommy John surgery in Arlington, Texas. So, Luke, we wish you well in your rehab. Can't wait to see you back. That was chased by Escobar. McHugh comes in and strikes him out. And the Nats settled for 1 in the 6th. It's now 3-0 Washington.
You missed it last night. One of the funnier moments in baseball. I'm still laughing. As many times as I've seen this, it's still funny as Travis d'Arnaud takes the 52-mile-an-hour heater to the arm. Even Davey getting a kick out of it. And Deke Gordon can't believe it. Of course, the game a little out of hand as he's on the mound. And then talking with Travis after the game, you know, he told me this was premeditated. He was planning on doing this. But his tweet afterwards saying, big win tonight for the Braves. Love this game. And Gordon coming back and saying, so you're not dead? Good. Travis, you throw gas. But in talking with a few members of the bullpen this morning, guys, they were rolling back there. It was Tyler Matzek just saying, I couldn't believe that Travis went through with that in a way. He goes, I know he knew he was going to do it, but that he went through with that and now it's gone viral. And naturally, I mean, Travis this morning still grinning every time he would see us. I think he knows he pulled a good one last night that had us all laughing in a game that had gotten, like I said, a little out of hand, right? But those are the moments that I think these guys remember.
Kelly, our partner up here, Chip, started giggling before the ball even hit him. He knew it was coming by the facial expression.
It was so great. You need that kind of fun in a game like that.
In a game like that, absolutely.
So the Oscar goes to Travis d'Arnaud.
Yeah, 100%. Now we need some runs.
Yeah, Kyle Finnegan, who was one of the closers for the Nationals last year, he's coming on in the 6th inning here with the top of the order. Albies, Olsen, and Austin Riley. Finnegan, when he's right, Jeff, guy that wears out the infield grass.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, 2 appearances so far this year. He's got 6 outs on 17 pitches, 3 Ks. He was the pitcher of the year for the Nats last year.
Big shift on for Ozzie Albies, who has the lone Atlanta hit. He's been on base twice. He's also walked and was erased on a double play. Oh, Ozzie didn't think much of that. That changes things from a 1-1 count to 0-2. Ozzie pokes that one into the shift, and he'll be retired. There's that ground ball from Finnegan. Sinker, slider, split. And Ozzie is 1 for 2.
I think with this 3-0 lead, too, for the Nats right now, imagine Dave Martinez might have his eye on Finnegan throwing 2 innings here this afternoon.
Matt Olson. And he's reached base 17 times. Mentioned Stephen Kwan of Cleveland, reaching 18 times in the first week. Well, Kwan finally hit a rough patch, Jeff. He had a swing and miss today.
Bench him.
First of the year. And Olson trying to reach base today for the 18th time in 7 games. He is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a double play. Downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Gray, or Josiah Gray, I beg your pardon, 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts through 82 pitches. So his 3rd start against the Braves. He's been all the Atlanta offense can handle. Sprayed foul, and Matt now 1-2. Right guys, right time, but it's a 3-0 game. The Braves have 11 outs left. Olson, Riley, and Ozuna trying to get something started here against Kyle Finnegan. 30-year-old right-hander for the Nationals. And that shot to Bell on a short hop. He'll make a nice pick. And there's the 2nd out.
Say anything hit right now, it seems right at these Nats defenders. Said 1 hit for the Braves, and that was lead off the game by Ozzie.
Another hard hit ball, an Adam ball at 95 off the bat of Olson. But he's the 2nd out. Austin Riley is struck out and walked. Nationals have interesting bullpen composition. 1 left-hander, that's Sean Doolittle. 9 right-handers are down there. Kyle Finnegan, the first we've seen today. And Doolittle, we're told, has rediscovered the fountain of youth. He's throwing in the mid-90s again. A mechanical tweak has helped him. See if he's put in play in the 8th or the 9th. Austin Riley, the National League Silver Slugger at 3rd base. Off to a good start at the plate. And now Austin down to his last strike in the Braves' 6th. Finnegan ready. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Ozuna waits on deck. Marcel stung the ball a couple of times, but he's 0 for 2 as well.
The Braves definitely hit some balls hard today. Really haven't been able to get a guy on or two, though, put any pressure.
That ball scalded right center field and deep. Soto going back. Track wall. It's gone into the bullpen. Well, there's the start.
Man. No idea either with that wind, the way it's knocking balls down to right center. He hit that right through the wind. That was a loud sound. Slider off the plate. Into the Braves bullpen. That'll give you a little life, get the fans involved.
Yep. Only the second Atlanta hit, but it scores the first Braves run. And now things a little more manageable. It's a 3-1 game. And Ozuna coming up. Again, the 3, 4, 5 guys for the Atlanta team. Actually, the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Braves team off to an excellent start. Most extra base hits and runs scored among that trio in all of baseball. Austin Riley has reached base in all but one Braves game this year. Same story for Marcel, who hits next and quickly finds himself down 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's headed for the stands. Ozuna right on top of the plate. Pitch. Shot towards short. Big hop. And Escobar's throw on the money, and that'll retire the side. Braves get a home run from Austin Riley, his second home run of the season. The Braves, after 6, have 2 hits. They're down 2 runs in Game 3 against the Nationals. We'll see when we get back home from the road trip. His first homer of the year. Wow, that's a big-time bomb in Pittsburgh. Over 400 feet. That's out where Sammy Sosa used to hit him when they played the Pirates. However, the Buccos enjoy a 6-2 lead at PNC Park. Here it's 3-1 Washington, 6 in the books. And it's A.J. Minter's turn. He'll face Riley Adams, Victor Robles, and Cesar Hernandez. Third appearance for A.J. Let's see if he can have an uneventful 7th. Then we'll stretch. Then we'll see what the Braves bats can do in a 2-run game.
We figured some sort with A.J., Matzik, Smith, Jansen, you were going to see them today, 7th, 8th, 9th. So now, see the Braves offense, you feel good. Let's hold them right here and find a way to get some runs.
To the casual fan, it may not sound like a big deal, but the Braves start the year with 14 straight games without a day off. Usually, the first series or 2, you have a weather date built in to help get guys acclimated to the new season. That's not the case for the Braves. That's why, again, the excellent outing by Bryce Elder last night was so important. The 3 innings turned in by Jackson Stevens to earn the save. Huge. Everybody else in the pen should be fresh for an inning's worth of work if needed in today's game. As Riley Adams leads off, he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And an even count. 1-1. A.J. Minter, part of the night shift. The nickname the Braves Relief Corps has given themselves. And as I've said a couple of times, when the night shift came on, it was lights out in the playoffs last year. 61 regular season games for Minter. 8 relief appearances in postseason play with a 1-1 mark. And he gets
his frame off to a good start. Adams down on strikes for the second time, and that's out number one. You can enter for your chance to win your very own authentic World Series ring. World Series ring sweepstakes benefits the Braves Foundation. Your entry costs you $21. The sweepstakes end May 9th. Head to braves.com/ring and enter today.
That was a great changeup he threw on that strikeout pitch.
Minter versus Robles. Robles out on a bunt try last time up. That was against Max Fried. Hope Max is all right. After Nelson Cruz smacked him with a batted ball leading off the sixth. McHugh and Minter have followed Max. Gray and Finnegan so far for the Nationals. There's that hard cutter that A.J. Minter throws. 4 straight cutters to Robles to start this sequence. He's got an even count. And he blistered a fastball over the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Robles is 0 for 3.
That's not fair there. As a hitter to see 4 cutters and then 97. Look at this. Dotted on the outside.
The Braves pen has been a strikeout cruise so far. That's 34 strikeouts, Jeff, in almost 27 innings.
That doesn't surprise me, though, with the arms that are down there and the velocity and their off-speed pitches. I think we could both agree, yes, we knew we'd have a good offense. I thought that bullpen would be a major strength of this team. Get the lead after 5 or so and put it away.
Well, their job's simple in theory now. Zeros the rest of the way. Hope the Braves bats can come back. It's only a 2-run game. The old bloop and a blast could get you tied. And again, can't think of a better way to put a cap on Champions Week than with a comeback victory here in Atlanta. Look at that ball explode in on the hands of Cesar Hernandez. AJ's got his A+ cutter working today with a couple of strikeouts. One more pitch away from sending us to the stretch. And after Minter takes care of Cesar Hernandez, we invite you to stick around for the stretch. Braves wrap up opening week here at home. Our first road trip of the season, heading to San Diego and Los Angeles. The guys on the desk will break that down for you after the 3rd out of this 7th inning. And A.J. Minter just struck out the side.
Wow.
Excellent work for Minter. Time to stretch. Trevor, take it away.
The Stretch is brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Welcome into The Stretch, presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor Scales, Peter Moreland, and Brian Jordan out here on the Battery with you. And fellas, we are in the middle of a 14-game stretch in 14 days to open up the Braves 2022 season. And it's a trip out to the West Coast looming for this team.
Yeah, to make this hard enough, you've got to go out to the West Coast and face 2 teams that are in pretty good form right now. Obviously, the Dodgers are always going to be good. The Padres were really good in the first half last year and fell off a little bit, but they're going to be looking to make a comeback this year as well. So tough ask, tough travel, get a split and come home.
Well, one, I'm happy to see this team go on the road because now everything's behind them. They can relax a little bit, have fun, but it's not going to be easy like you said. San Diego, without Tatis Jr., still playing some really good baseball. All that money they spent on pitchers last year, those guys are going to pitch this year. Better believe that. And L.A. is always a tough task, man.
A whole lot of money being spent out on the West Coast. We will visit that new money out there again. 7 games in 7 days. 4 against the Padres, 3 against the Dodgers, as Peter said, and Brian Jordan said. Padres out to a good start at 4-2. We will get you back to more Braves baseball after a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
Ready to play ball with a new gas company? Georgia Natural Gas knocks it out of the park with simple service and great rates. And when it comes to helping the environment, GNG's Greener Life program makes it as easy as paying your gas bill. Sign up with a home team today at GNG.com.
Guys, thank you for your good work on the stretch. Pitching matchups in San Diego are set. The Braves will send in order Charlie Morton, Kyle Wright, Ian Anderson, and Huascar Ynoa. Start time tomorrow, 8:10 Eastern time, even though the Braves are on the West Coast. So an early evening ball game between the Braves and Padres.
The opening day for them.
That'll be a lot of fun at Petco Park. That's
Sean Doolittle, over the years, one of the better left-handed relievers in baseball. One thing that hurt him, he lost his velo. He's gotten it back. He averaged 91 on it in 20. He was up to 93 last year, and now 94 in his 2 innings pitched so far this year.
Hip turn was what one of the Nationals people told me. He's getting more velocity, generating more force toward the plate because he's coiling more aggressively, if that makes sense.
I'm sure, but if you think, too, in 18-19, when they went on that run, he was used an awful lot in that bullpen, too.
75 saves, third most in Nationals history since 2005. Fastball, curveball guy, and he's used that with great effect. He's struck out half the hitters he's seen this year. And he starts off the 7th, lefty-lefty, with Eddie Rosario, who's 0 for 2 in the game. And Austin Riley homer, the Braves' offense in this game. They have just 2 hits. Need to start a rally here with Rosario as Doolittle with that peekaboo delivery. First pitch swing, sky to center, 1 pitch. And 1 out if Robles catches it. He does. And Adam Duvall the hitter. Rosario 1 for 20 to begin the year. Adam has struck out and has been hit by a pitch. Duvall 0 for 4 against Mr. Doolittle head-to-head. No time like the present to change that. In at the knees, hits a strike. Tough to pick up guys like this, I would imagine, Jeff, with that side saddle set position.
Yeah, it's all arm angle. So you try to pick a spot that the ball's going to come out of and kind of concentrate on that. Don't look at everything else. And that's one thing I think, too, he's realized, too, with that velocity dip, starting to see him throw more of his off speed. It used to be 85% fastball.
Base is empty for the Braves center fielder Adam Duvall. Excellent pitch. 1-2.
See Duvall shocked 3 curveballs in a row from Doolittle.
Got the express over the outside corner, and Doolittle has another strikeout.
2 up, 2 down.
I was going to say almost the exact replica of what Mentor did last inning. 3 off-speed pitches and then 94 right down Broadway, but frees the hitter. Look at this pitch. Great pitch to hit, but just changed the ball's eye level and got him looking.
Dansby Swanson in the 7th inning is 0 for 2 in the game. He has struck out and he has popped out. Swanson's had some luck against Doolittle. 2 hits, including a double. Also 2 walks. Not this time, though. Escobar 2-0 at short. And Doolittle breezes through the 7th inning. 3 outs on 6 pitches. We go to the 8th. 3-1 Washington.
Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage as Manny Pena, you see there, getting his 2nd start behind the plate for the Braves this afternoon. The first move Alex Anthopoulos made this offseason, acquiring the now 9-year veteran who's hit .245 throughout his career, 42 homers, 146 RBI. But check out the note there on last season. 7 defensive runs saved. That is the part of his game that really caught Brian Snitker's eye years ago. He told me he's like Pena ever since he saw him in the minors. He's always put acquire on his scouting reports after facing him. Defensively, what's not to like, he said, and hearing from the Brewers camp, they really didn't want to see this guy go. The experience he brings, the stability he adds to the pitchers, very impressed with his work ethic so far in the short time being here. The personality and the dedication to wanting to know all of the guys he's working with now has been very encouraging so far, guys.
And as you said, Kelly, learning a new staff on the fly with a shortened spring training. That's also adding to the degree of difficulty for a new catcher and all those responsibilities.
No, we've already seen him in 2 games between Inoa and Fried block quite a few balls and save some runners moving up.
Yeah, he needs a chest protector endorsement because that baby's going to be flattened out.
You appreciate that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you know, he's going to obviously hit some home runs and do some things, but you know, he's in it defensively, game planning in. It's really good for a staff to have a guy like that.
Juan Soto leads off. He's 1 for 3 and squares off with Tyler Matzik. Made him move his feet. Soto didn't think so. 1-2 the count. Will Soto finish his career as a Nat?
I don't know, but Soto's mad right now, and he's been watching all day. They're getting corners all day today. Bud Matzik, I'm going way outside on the corner here. Let the ump ring him up.
Came inside, missed a spot. And it's a 2-2 count.
He was trying to go away.
Yep. One of the great hitters of his generation. And still very young, Juan Soto. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We went out and got Nelson Cruz to give Soto some lineup protection. But even still, the Braves have tried to pitch Soto very carefully. He's going to pick up well over 100 walks this year.
What makes it tough is that last pitch like that 3-2, he just does not offer at that kind of slider blown away. He will every once in a while, but
popped him up. Riley and Swanson. Dansby says he'll take over. And the Braves take care of Soto. He's out number 1 in the Washington 8th. So I'll tell you what, when you see the Nationals, Soto's the kind of guy you love watching as a baseball purist, but you hate the fact that you have to try to pitch to him because he makes so much happen. Just a great, great player. But 1 for 4 is he today, and Cruz the batter. He's 0 for 4. Remember, a late scratch yesterday, late addition to the lineup today. Cruz has been battling some groin issues.
That's why I guess I was a little surprised that he played today, being a 12-20 game. But I mean, for Nelly at 41, that's the great thing, you know, he can DH, so It's not like you got to go out there and play the field with it.
One strike from Matzek. And I've got a check swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Tyler Matzek, one of the great stories, won his major league debut against the Braves as a member of the Colorado Rockies, and then his baseball career really fell apart. Control issues, confidence issues, was out of the game for a while. And then upon the recommendation of Walt Weiss, the Braves brought him in to take a look, and Matzek's career has been rejuvenated here in Atlanta, not as a starting pitcher, but as a flame-throwing, big moment pitcher. Highest strand rate in baseball, Tyler Matzek last year. Almost 90% of inherited runners didn't score. And then, of course, you know what he did in the postseason. That sequence against the Dodgers might have been a career-defining moment for him.
He's going to have some more big moments coming, but not many bigger than that Mookie Betts when he threw 3 heaters right by him.
11 strikeouts in 6 innings against the Dodgers in the LCS. And then 7 strikeouts in the World Series against Houston. As I said, when the night shift came into the game for the Braves, it was lights out.
And that's when you knew you were feeling it, when these hitters literally know your fastball's coming. They can cheat on it, they can do whatever they want. When they still can't get to it, shows you how good he was.
0-2. Broke his bat into the shift. Ozzy's got it, and Cruz gingerly makes his way down the first baseline. 2 out.
Talk about Nelly Cruz, 41 years old, 3rd oldest player in the major leagues this year, behind Albert Pujols and Rich Hill. So Nelly's still getting it done at a high level, 41.
And you know, in St. Louis, they were going crazy when, excuse me, I had to sneeze there, when Pujols hit a home run
yesterday. Yeah.
Wonder if Pujols can get to 700 this year. He needs 20 of them.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. But he looks rejuvenated in Cardinals colors. We'll see the Cardinals later on this year, of course, as Josh Bell digs in.
And Josh Bell's off to a good start for the Nats this year.
In the Braves' 8th, Dickerson, Pena, Albies.
That's where you'd love, between Dickerson and Pena, you'd love both of them on, but if you can get one of those guys on, try to feed that top of the order.
Strike 2. McHugh, 2/3 of an inning, perfect. Minter struck out the side in the 7th. Matzek has the first 2 outs here in the 8th. I think Josh Bell has a chance to have a big year for Washington. Soto and Cruz are on in front of him. He's certainly done some damage in this series with 5 hits. Good player. Switch hitter. Another 2-2 pitch. On the ground to Dansby. Slowly hit. Bell chugging down the line. And Atlanta's bullpen continues to roll. Let's relive Tyler Matzek's great work in the LCS. And then Atlanta went nuts.
1 out. 1 and 2. Strike 3. Matzek.
The biggest 6 outs you will ever see.
Get it right with a full weekend of activities, events, and tributes. Join us at Truist Park and get your tickets at Braves.com. May 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be a whole lot of fun here at Truist Park. Doolittle is the Nationals pitcher. Dave Martinez on his way out to the mound. Guillermo Heredia was out on deck to pinch hit potentially. Now the entire Nationals infield gathers on the mound, and that's going to be it for Mr. Doolittle. He worked a perfect 7th with a strikeout. We'll tell you who the new Nats pitcher is after a break. It was a quick turnaround for the ball club after a late night last night, but the guys certainly were having fun in the clubhouse earlier today.
Make it stop.
That was great.
Sounds a lot like Whitney.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. How about Kenley Jansen on the base?
Yeah.
Alex Anthopoulos is a base player, too.
I don't know, but you think Heredia ever has coffee in the morning, or is he just ready to roll?
I think it's frightening to think about him having a cup of coffee, quite honestly.
Give that man a Red Bull one game. Let's see what happens.
Well, he's got his hands full with Steve Cishek. Long-time big league pitcher. Saw Steve a lot with the Marlins. 8-9-1 for the Braves, who are running out of outs. And a slider takes care of Heredia. That's out number 1. Here it's 3-1 Washington. Braves are heading west for the Padres and Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw having himself quite a day, huh?
Perfect through 6 innings. 12 strikeouts, only 69 pitches.
Oh, what's Dave Roberts going to do?
Oh, he's staying. 69 pitches, you're staying in the game.
Cold weather in Minnesota. Clayton Kershaw.
He's older, man. He only gets so many chances at that.
Good point. And the Braves only have so many chances left. 5 outs to get a couple of runs to force a tie. Manny Pena, the batter, he's 0 for 2 today. And this one on the ground is short. Boy, the Braves have hit atom ball after atom ball at the Washington defense in this series. 2 out.
They hit it right now. There's a guy there.
Guessing we'll see Tanner Rainey for the 9th. Let's make it academic. Ozzie Albies the batter. He's reached twice. He, Austin Riley, and Adam Duvall, along with Alex Dickerson, the only Braves to reach base today. Atlanta has 2 hits. And that one shot on the ground into the shift. That takes care of Ozzie, and Cishek breezes through the 8th. 3 outs on 6 pitches for him.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by the GMC Sierra Heavy Duty Truck. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Now those are some shoes.
Fancy.
We need to get some of those. Man, oh man, that's a good look on a beautiful day for baseball. We head to the 9th inning. Washington leads at 3-1. Kenley Jansen is on, and he needs an inning.
Yeah, it's time for him to pitch. He pitched Friday night, and we're going to take you here for our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud and let you see Kenley's arsenal for his career. Just under 80% with that big cutter. See the slider, sinker with the four seam. But as I said, he started throwing that slider a little bit more the last few years. But with that being said, you never want to say guys Mariano Rivera, but probably one of the best cutters after him that I've ever seen consistently for this long.
When Kenley pitched on Friday, the weather was awful. It was cold. He said he had no feeling in his fingertips. He had plenty of movement, but just couldn't locate the outside corner. And as he said, he likes the weather hot.
Yep.
So let's see if a warmer day today leads to better results for Kenley Jansen, whose job is to hold him right here. 3-1, Maikel Franco, the hitter. Franco's used all fields in this series and got pushed off the plate with a hard fastball to start the ninth inning. Franco, 2 hits.
I guarantee you, Snit wanted to get him in a game sooner than this. Just really hasn't been the opportunity.
Now, blowout win last night. You're not going to use your closer there. Blowout loss in the opener of the series. Lost to the Reds 6-3 in game 4. Because of the heavy workload that Kenley had in the second game of the season, Will Smith closed out the Braves' 2-1 victory over the Reds. And so he's in here to get tuned up for what we hope will be a busy and successful West Coast trip. Pulled a Strag, and Franco way out in front. Hit that a country mile. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, there'll be a whole lot of mixed emotions for both teams when we eventually get to Los Angeles. Kenley Jansen going back to Dodger Stadium. The Braves will see Freddie Freeman in a Dodgers uniform in that series. And we will be with you all week next week for that. As Franco awaits a 1-2 pitch. Driven to center, but that's playable for Adam Duvall, and Kenley Jansen has his first out. Lane Thomas the hitter, but first a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
1 up, 1 down for Jansen. Lane Thomas with a big sequence in this game. A sacrifice fly in the 6th inning led to the 3rd Nationals run. That's why they lead by 2. Clayton Kershaw's perfect through 7 for the Dodgers as they face the Minnesota Twins up at Target Field. Lane Thomas 0 for 2, sac fly. 4 RBIs for Thomas in the series. That's Kenley Jansen in a nutshell.
And that downhill plane cut, and then he's able to kind of ride that pitch up in the zone too, and that's where guys with 2 strikes can't catch up.
What's it like facing this guy?
I just say he's so big. You know, the ball's on you before you know it. You know, you get a pitch that you think you can handle, kind of like Franco did last time, and it just gets in on you, and you end up popping it up. And like you said, I think as the weather starts to warm, it gets a little hotter, you'll see that velocity tick up too.
Lane Thomas down to his last strike in the Washington 9th. Plus, Kenley has that very unorthodox way of coming to the set position. A lot of movement.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Does that play with your head as a hitter too?
I don't know, but you know, like I said, it's just you look out there and he's, you know, 6'5", 255. His release point so far out there.
Thomas pops it up. That'll head toward right. Rosario and Duvall converge. It'll be Eddie.
Yeah, this right here, what you've gotten from the bullpen is kind of what you expect.
Yeah, McHugh, Minter, Matzik, Jansen. 1 hit. No hits, excuse me, no hits for that group of 4. No hits allowed by Jansen so far here in the 9th. Escobar, the final hope for the Nationals. And as we look to the bottom of the 9th, Olson, Riley, Ozuna, Rosario, the first 4 scheduled. Braves will have their top hitters ready to go, needing 2 runs at the moment to get this thing tied. Soft contact, popped out of play to the right, strike 1.
And there it is. You see that little slider that he throws at 77. So right there, Escobar, knowing him, he was ready to go. He was trying to rush that cutter. Now you throw that pitch and you get ahead 0-1, and really wasn't that difficult.
Escobar 0 for 8 in the series. Max Fried started the game for the Braves. 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits. 2 of the 3 runs he allowed came in the first inning. Max's start was shortened by a batted ball from Nelson Cruz that hit him in the right leg. After that play, 2 base hits followed. Fried came out. McHugh came on to relieve, gave up a sac fly. And that's all she wrote for the Nationals offense to this point. But for the Braves, very quiet evening and afternoon at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Escobar. Braves have 2 total hits. And Kenley Jansen blows away Escobar. That was impressive. So a good frame for Kenley Jansen. He tunes up and we get ready for the bottom of the 9th. Last call for the Braves. It's a 3-1 game. Walk off. Let's check out our player comparison brought to you by Landmark. Tomorrow's starting pitchers in San Diego.
Yeah, be a good matchup. Tucky out there going against Joe Musgrove. Musgrove had a good season for San Diego last year. His first start this year, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and of course Charlie with 5 1/3 and 2 earned runs. 2 good righties going for opening day in San Diego.
And I've been practicing. It's at Petco Park.
Petco
Park.
Yep.
Yes.
Kind of hard to mess it up, isn't it?
Not for me, it wasn't. Tanner Rainey is the closer for the Nationals. A couple of strikeouts in his first 2 games this year. And he will have a buzzsaw to go through. Olson, Riley, and Ozuna here in the 9th inning.
Man, going on 3 years now, we've seen Tanner Rainey always have had the stuff. High 90s fastball, a really good slider. Just hasn't been able to stay consistent. Braves have had some success off him.
So Rainey goes to work, and the first to Matt Olson is cut on and missed. See how much, if any, head-to-head work Matt has had with Rainey in his career.
I would say not much, if any, been one at bat probably when the A's and Nats have locked horns.
None listed.
Yeah.
So that's flying blind here, and he's in a 2-strike hole. Great start to the season for Olson, who came in hitting .474, on base 17 times in the first 6 games. We'll try to set the table for Riley and Ozuna next. You know, if you need to, you can always use Huascar Ynoa as a pinch hitter against this guy.
Right? Bring back bad memories for him.
Now back.
And he's saying, bring anybody up the plate except him.
That was just an unbelievable run for Ynoa last year. At one point, he had driven in more runs than he allowed. Need a base runner. 0-2. And it's not to be. Olson swings and misses. Rainey has his first strikeout in the ninth inning, and Austin Riley, the batter. Riley's hit a home run. That one ended up in the Braves bullpen.
Slider backing up down in the zone. And that's the one thing between Riley and Ozuna. They do have an advantage in the fact that they have seen Rainey.
Austin's 1 for 6 against this man. Ball 1. Ozuna's 0 for 5. Rosario's faced him once and walked. Good cut and fouled back. Here's the sum total of the Braves offense, partner. It came in the 6th.
Yeah, got a slider away from Finnegan. You heard it. That wind at that time too was really blowing in off that flagpole in right center, and he drove it right through the wind. 3-iron cut through.
Two balls and a strike. And walk him?
Well, that's what I say. More than anything, you got to have one more runner on at some point.
Outfield very deep, no doubles. Infield deep as well on the left side. Rainey ready with his 3-1. And Riley pops it back toward us. So the pitch of decision for the Braves third baseman Austin Riley, who's reached base twice today. On the ground in the shift, some indecision. Escobar was looking at Hernandez. The I don't want it, you take it play, and Riley is aboard with one out.
Well, the interesting thing, Chip, is usually as a shortstop, you take charge of that kind of play. That's one of those balls that Escobar, watch this, literally goes a little bit more and can scope right through it. But big break for the Braves, gives them a chance now. One swing to tie it up.
So an infield hit for Riley. The Braves have a shot. Here's Ozuna. Marcel hit the ball hard his first 2 times up. He's grounded out in his last trip. 2-homer night last night. Now Rainey has to gather his emotions. He thought he got a ground ball out. Now he's got a pitch for the life of the game here. One ball, no strikes. Missed outside. 2-0.
Man, that's a tough break. You face one of the better hitters and you get the ground ball you want. Mentally, he's got to find a way to let that one go.
Pulled a string. Good pitch.
Yeah, 2-0, getting ready for that fastball, and he throws a slider at 86 in there.
Right side open for Ozuna if he can poke one that way. And Rainey missed. Ball 3. Never know what a play behind you can do to a man on the mound. We saw that from Max Fried early in the game. A ground ball that should have been an out turned into a hit, and now Rainey has a 3-1 count to Ozuna. Will he throw that slider behind in the count? He did. And Ozuna fouled it away. 3-2.
Now, if you're Marcell now, you got to respect the fastball. It's 96, 97. Back your mind. Every time he's had to make a pitch today, he's gone with that slider.
Short lead for Riley at first. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Up the middle into the shift. Race to the bag for one. Throw to first is in time. It's double play. And the Washington Nationals came to Atlanta and won this 3-game series. Your final score, Washington 3, Atlanta run. Jeff, 1 run on 3 hits for the Braves after a huge 16-run, 19-hit game last night.
It's just crazy how baseball happens that way. Last night, everything the Braves hit, even if it wasn't hit hard, Chip found a hole today. Yes, they didn't light it up, but they hit some balls hard today.
Josiah Gray beats the Braves for the first time in his career. He went 5 innings. Max Fried, the tough luck loser. And Tanner Rainey picks up the save for the Nationals, who end Champions Week. For us, Braves will head west with a 3-4 record and start play tomorrow night with the Padres.
Yeah, have a safe trip out there, and we'll be watching and bring home a nice winning road trip.
We will do our best. For Jeff Francoeur, for Kelly Kroll, and our entire great crew, Chip Carey, thank you for joining us. Nats 3, Braves 1. We'll break it down for you on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. It's coming up next.